Welcome back, beer tubers. Today we're looking at the latest collaboration beer from Stone. Seems like they've been doing a lot of these lately. And this is the, let me wipe out the back, the Beachwood Stone Heretic Unapologetic IPA. So if you're familiar with these breweries, Heretic was started by Jamil Zainashev, the well-known home brewer, won the Nicosia Award as best home brewer in the country, I think at least twice, and started a brewery up in Northern California. And then Beachwood cleaned up last year at JBF, winning a bunch of medals with their brewer Julian, just doing some awesome beers at Beachwood Brewing. So funny enough, both Beachwood and Heretic were on our list that Robert and I put together for Stone to do our collaboration beer with. So maybe they turned down us to do this beer. But anyway, Unapologetic IPA comes in at 8.8% ABV. It's a double IPA. They're using some cool hops in there, a lot of new ones. They're using Azaka, Belma, which we used in the Stone version of the coconut R&R coconut IPA, HBC 342, and the Steiner 6300. So I'm actually familiar with all those hops. So got this poured out, very clear beer, verges more towards a deep gold, getting into orange, bright white head on there. I think they're using some biscuit malt and straight two-row. I can't really exactly remember the malt bill on it, but let's get the aroma. Yeah, it's a little different than you're probably going to get used to just because of these experimental hops. A lot of melon character, that's what I get. HBC 342 and Belma both have big melon characteristics to them. Getting a little bit of the 6300. That's also known as the chocolate coconut citrus hop. I've used it before. I got more chocolate than I got coconut, but I pick up some of that chocolate note, which you probably wouldn't get unless you're really familiar with that hop, and I did get familiar with it with that brew. A little spiciness in there, kind of herbalness. Azaka kind of has some of that, along with slight tropical fruit notes. A little bit of like a sort of nectarine, apricot characteristics. So you got stone fruits going on, melons, a little bit of a hint of strawberry coming from the Belma. Yeah, but overall, it's a very fruity IPA. No alcohol, really not a whole lot of malt. I am drinking on the colder side. It's a warm day. Maybe a little bit of a biscuity malt character, but let's dive in. Cheers. Very nice. For 8.8%, it drinks a lot less. It doesn't have that characteristic stone bitterness to the beer. It relies more on late hopping technique. A lot of late addition hops, more flavor than bittering. So up front, you're actually not hit with a ton of bitterness. A little bit of bitterness, and then most of the palate way was just all hop flavors. And it follows the nose really well. The finish has that nice breadiness and has just a little bit of a lingering sort of earthy, sort of resiny, piney bitterness to it. But it doesn't really linger around. Flavor-wise, definitely a lot of melon. Hard to say what, if it's like cantaloupe, honeydew, but just has a nice melon characteristic. Which kind of transitions into those stone fruits. That more like nectarine peach characteristic, some apricot. Maybe a hint of that strawberry is coming through in the flavor. I'm getting sort of this herbal citrus note in there too. And I pick up very, very faint that 6300 sort of chocolatey character in there, but you really have to dig for it. The citrus flavor tends to be more of like a slightly bitter orange on my palate. It doesn't quite go into, in my opinion, quite grapefruit territory. It kind of verges on that, but it doesn't have that quite sweet orange character that you get in, say, like an Amarillo or like a Citra. And maybe there's some slight like tropical fruit notes in there, but nothing too distinguishing. So it's a really cool beer. It reminds me of some of the Beachwood beers I've had. Not so much the stuff I've had from Heretic, although it's been a while. And of course, Stone's kind of all over the map in terms of the way they're doing their hoppy beers these days. Some are really bitter, some are more like this, where it's more hop flavor. So it's a really nice beer. I'm gonna go. It's kind of like a B plus A minus type of beer for me. I think it's a cool collaboration using some interesting hops, the way they work together. It does work. I don't know if they play off each other as good as maybe some other varietals might. But yeah, worth checking out. Unapologetic IPA. I assume it's got national distribution, but let me know if it didn't. But you should be able to easily pick this up in Southern California or all throughout California, since these are all California breweries. So it's going to wrap this one up. Until next time, please comment and subscribe. Cheers.